You're listening to the 4-Phase Cycle Podcast with your hosts, Dr. Alex and Megan of ZESTY Ginger. If you're looking to naturally balance hormones and learn how to work with your body instead of against it, you've definitely come to the right place. As a duo of an integrative MD and a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and best friends, we use the 4 phases of the female cycle in combination with functional lab work and mindset practices to transform the lives of the women we work with.
We also have a whole lot of fun along the way. If you're new around here, it's best to start with season 1 before jumping around and plan to roll up your sleeves. Showing up for ourselves and enjoying our lives is what good health is all about. Just a quick reminder though, this information is not intended to diagnose, manage, or treat disease. Always consult with your doctor before making changes. Hey, hello there, podcast family. So happy to have you here and welcome back. I am Megan Blacksmith and I am solo episode here with you today. So I just wanted to start by welcoming and giving a shout out to all of our new Healthy Hormones group program fam. We are so excited to have you join us. We're so excited for this amazing group of women who are starting on this journey together. They're in it for 12 weeks and they're ready to go. The live calls we've had already, we can tell the momentum. We can tell you all are ready to dig into the mindset and the beliefs and the physical changes and everything that's going to make this happen. So welcome. So happy to have you here. And for those of you who did not join us this round but are still looking for additional support, I want you to check out the link in the show notes. So anybody especially looking for support around anxiety, stress, check out our latest program, Fight or Flight Fix. This is something we created during the beginning of the pandemic, and we have added and added and added. It's 12 weeks of amazingness for only $149. This is an amazing way to get started. This is the basis for all things hormone related. So if you had cycle things going on or you have a lot of different symptoms, if we can get into parasympathetic, more often than not, a lot of these things just go away. So we decided to include a bonus for anybody who joins Fight or Flight Fix during February. We're going to add you to 3 live bonus calls, along with the 12 weeks of calls of recordings that you're already going to get in the self-study. We're going to be offering some extra parasympathetic support, 3 special experts. One of those is going to be breath work, which has become my obsession. I so wish I had found breath work earlier on. I even turned down doing breath work training with Dr. Alex because I did not understand the power of it. And now breath work sessions, I feel like I've had 10 years of therapy in a very short time and I don't have to talk things out. So it's been amazing. So if you've never experienced breath work, that alone is worth the price of the program. And this is going to be a 12-part program, help you extinguish stress, shift your body, feel calm, in control, ignite your power. Many of us are living with a brain that's gotten stuck inside fight or flight. A lot of you have experienced this, and this can go on to impact our gut health, our hormone health, our brain health, our energy levels, our fertility, and a lot more. So with our guidance and support, Dr. Alex and I there to walk you through, you'll spend focused time on rewiring your brain so you can more purposefully and powerfully approach every area of your life. If you've been spending way too much of your day worrying about your career, your business, being a good mom, being a good partner, or getting triggered by nearly every post on social media, who's been there, especially during pandemic, we've got your back. That is a sign that your body is screaming out for doing something different, right? We want different results. We have to do something different. So you can go on over and enroll in Fight or Flight Fix today at zestyginger.com/fight-or-flight-fix. It's in the show notes, so you don't have to memorize all that. All right, and today I want to share some story time with you. I want you to meet Ashley. For those of you watching the video on YouTube, you can see this is Ashley. This is me. I am Megan. This is Megan's new identity for 2021. What does that mean? So 2020 sucked, y'all. Who thought 2020 was a shitty year? For so many reasons. And my husband and I were talking about how in order to have a different future, right, a different 2021, we need to show up as a different version of ourselves. So if we do the same thing every day, if thoughts create our reality, right? If we do the same thing every single day, think the same things, move the same way, get into the same fights with the same people, eat the same thing, we're going to end up the same person. You just cannot have a different future if you're doing the same thing as you were doing for your past personality. So we were discussing a way to have a daily reminder every morning in 2021 that we were committed to this new identity. So we came up with the genius idea that we're going to go by our middle names. Mine is Ashley. So my husband Nate is now James. This has been especially helpful. It kind of started as a joke, and it still is a joke. At the same time, we're very serious about it. So at the same time, it has helped us to call each other out. We can say, he'll say to me, hey, am I talking to Megan right now, or am I talking to Ashley? So Megan might make that choice out of fear, but Ashley would just go for it. And it kind of removes us from this conversation of calling each other out. And it's been very, very powerful. It can become a joke. We love humor in our house. So a way of shifting every single day and at the same time being supportive of each other, right? Not like, you shouldn't be doing that. Your new identity wouldn't do that. So the very first key to this was that we sat down and wrote out a clear future of what we're going for, what characteristics and who we want to be. If you don't know where you're trying to go, right, then there's no point in working towards it, because how can you get a roadmap towards where you want to go if you don't know what that is? So some of the words that came up for me is I want to be committed, right? Follow through with something. That was a belief that I had, that I don't finish things. I don't finish books. I don't finish programs. So I am committed. I'm aligned with my higher self. So I'm doing things that are good for me. I'm doing things that are good for the overall picture of my future versus doing things that I feel like I should do, that other people are telling me to do, that this is just how it works. This is how business works, or this is how good parenting works. I'm able to be more aligned and tapped into what is it for me. Peace is a big word for me. Peace, peace, peace. I want peace through this whole process. Vulnerability. Can I continue to be vulnerable and show the things that are scary to show? Because every single time I do, women reach out and say, thank you for sharing that. I thought I was alone. And there's a lot of connection and community in that. And then powerful. That was another word, right? I want to come from a strong place, not from fear, but from power. So then one day after school, my little one was with the babysitter for 2 extra hours. And I said, what are we going to do? I feel like I have an opening to do something right now. So when I picked up my 10-year-old, she'd been begging me to get her ears pierced for years. Picked her up from school, and I said, hey, do you want to go to the mall today? And we'll get your ears pierced, and I'll get my nose pierced. And she looked at me like, what is going on? What universe are we in? And of course, she was like, yes, all in. Let's do it. Let's go right now. A little backstory on the nose ring is that I've always kind of wanted one. I had never actually considered that I could do that. I just thought that I was not the type of person who could do that. Somehow I had in my mind that you had to be a certain level of cool or different, or I don't know. I just thought I can't do that. That was a story. Obviously, it's not true, because now I've had it for a month and I'm realizing that I am now a person who has a nose ring, and there really is no type, and it could be anything. So that alone right there was a lesson in itself of starting to explore what stories have you told yourself around, I am a type of person who does X, or I'm a type of person who doesn't. So I didn't tell my husband I was going to get a nose ring. I didn't tell him we were going to pierce my daughter's ear. I knew he was okay with that, so that was okay. So we go to the mall, and first my daughter gets her ears pierced. And at one place, the place that they did that didn't do nose rings. So we're like, okay, well, let's go see if there's another place. And my daughter said, are you going to do it? And at this point, I still didn't really know if I was going to do it. I was kind of nervous. And I said, well, if when we get there, there's a clear sign that I should do this, I will do it. And she said, so my smart little 10-year-old was like, so if we get there and there's a bunch of essential oils in the shop, you'll do it? And I said, yes, okay. So we walk down the mall, and what do you know? We go into this place, and it is zen out. It is beautiful. There's Buddha statues everywhere. There's these amazing fountains. It's calm music, and there are about 8 different diffusers with essential oils going all over the place. So I was like, okay, it's a sign. It's a sign I'm in. And then when I was talking to the woman, I said, okay, is this permanent? And what if I don't like it in a few weeks, right? So there's like, I'm jumping into this new identity, this new Ashley. And the nose ring was something that's going to represent every time I look into the mirror, I am a different person. I'm not, right? But I am a different identity. And I felt like that would be a reminder to me, oh yeah, you're going to show up like Ashley. Ashley has a nose ring, right? And you're looking at her. And so I said to the person, like, just still kind of nervous, right? Like this whole new identity. She has no idea what I'm making this mean. And I said, what if I just decide that I don't want it? And she said, well, that's okay. It will heal right up. But if you do want to keep it, she said, you are going to need to take this saltwater solution and clean it twice a day for the next 6 months. I was like, wow, twice a day, because they had just told my daughter with their earrings it was 1 month, and I didn't remember any of this. It's been forever, right, since I got my ears pierced. So I was like, wow, 6 months. And she looked at me and she said, yeah, it's a real commitment. And the second she said that, I was like, yes, done. I am in, because that was what was happening. It wasn't just about me committing to getting a nose ring and to cleaning it. That I can handle. It was the commitment that I am all in this, and I am ready to be the new identity. I am ready to practice every day, being the committed, the responsible, the fun, the aligned person that I am ready to make my future around. So after said nose piercing, I looked at my daughter and said, do you want to go shopping? She said, shopping? So I am not a shopper. I have never enjoyed shopping. I really dislike malls, but we were in one, right? And so I also don't have any regular pants that I wear other than sweatpants at this point in quarantine land, and just all my stuff is old, right? When you don't shop ever, then that just happens. So, and when you're not going anywhere, you just don't need anything nice. So we went to a couple stores. I bought 3 new sweaters. I bought 3 new pair of like jeans and pants, actual pants, yes, not just yoga pants. And after that, I said to my daughter, do you want to go get dinner in the mall? She's like, dinner in the mall? Shopping and a nose ring? She looked at me and she said, Mom, I don't even know who you are right now. But I love this Ashley character. So we had fried rice in the mall, and she was just eating it up. She was loving this. She's my girl that really loves to go shopping, and she's always trying to get me to go. She wants to do her nails. She wants to do these things. So it was really, really fun for her to have me being this new identity in Ashley. And for the rest of the day, she just was grinning ear to ear. And honestly, it was so fun for me as well. I think we often forget that there are things that we like to do as kids, and we just take on so much responsibility that those things and nothing seems really fun anymore. And the joy that she had, and for me in this new identity, it was such a fun day. And I came home and both of us, we didn't tell my husband, we didn't tell Nate what was going on, and we just kind of stood there like, hey. And he could tell we had weird looks on his faces, but he couldn't actually see what we were talking about. And he claims it's the angle that I was standing, but he's looking straight on at me, and he could not see this nose ring, which is also interesting, right? Because when you're not looking for something, you don't see it. We delete and we distort all the things that don't fit into our box. So he's like, my wife does not have a nose ring, so I would not be looking for one. And then eventually we told him And he was like, oh, wow, okay, and absolutely loved it. And from there, another interesting part about becoming a new identity is that not only do you kind of have to work against what you've done in the past and what you believe, who you believe you are, it's also all the people around you. So if they have a certain belief about who you are, it's hard. It's not hard. It's uncomfortable at first to change because you're pushing against your old beliefs and you're pushing against them. And so I found, my mom lives downstairs from us, and the girls were like, you've got to go show Mimi. That's what they call her. And I immediately was like, no, I can't show Mimi. Now, I'm almost 40. And I was still nervous to show my mom from that, what will she think? And that's what we're brought up with, right? Is just, will my parents approve? Will I be loved? Will I be accepted? And I had this at almost 40 of, oh, she's not going to like this, and I can't go show her. To the point that my little 5-year-old was like, if you don't go down there and show her, I'm going to tell her. So I got bullied into going down and showing her. And honestly, her reaction was just fine. I mean, I don't think she loves the idea of more holes in your body, but she was not upset. So it has been a really, really fun shift for us to be these new identities. And I would just encourage you, if you're kind of thinking about this, like, how can I make 2021 new and different, and what can I commit to? Come up with a name, come up with an alter ego, come up with we could say, well, what would Ashley do? What would James do? Or maybe somebody you look up to. That's something we've been using in our business a long time, is other people with amazing businesses or amazing health, or that they just go for stuff. We just say, well, what would they do? And start to do what they would do, because if you do what those people do, you're going to get the results that they do. You're going to feel the way they do. You're going to have vibrant health the way they do. So you can start to, right, Tony Robbins says success leaves clues. You can just start to follow the path. And that's also something from my NLP training. You're just going to follow the path of successful people, follow the path of what you want, and knowing and seeing that when somebody else has what you want, take that as a sign, oh, I can also get it. Because often we jump to, they have it because they're worthy and I'm not. Or you're jealous, like, I should have that. They're not as kind of a person. So if we can always shift to seeing something outside of us that we want, that somebody else has, and say, oh, I can have it too, then that gets our brain just thinking in, how can I make it happen? And once we're in that mode, so many amazing things happen, because we do and can make amazing things happen. So that is my new identity and my nose ring story for 2021. As someone said to me, she said, well, what are you gonna do when Paige gets her ears pierced? I'm gonna have to think about that one, but I have 5 more years at the rate that we're going if I let her do it at 10. So I hope you all have a fabulous day, and this inspired some thoughts. If you are loving these episodes, please, please, please share with a friend, send a text, tag us on Instagram, share your takeaways. Please share your new identity. Tag us at ZESTY_ginger. Anything to inspire other people to also actually implement things that they're learning on the podcast, because that is where the magic happens. So come on over to Fight or Flight Fix if you're ready to work with us. If you want the next step, that is the next step for everyone in their health. If we can get into a constant daily parasympathetic state, the body will heal, rest, digest, do its thing on its own, and that's very, very powerful. Okay, I hope you have a fabulous Wednesday. Thanks for coming out to hang with us on the podcast. It is our goal to transform the way women are treated in healthcare, and we need your help. We need your help to get the word out. We have a lofty goal of 1 million downloads, and we know that as this podcast grows, we're going to be able to reach more women, get more amazing speakers